Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? Where is everybody? It's saying there's only 14 people in here, which is, unless we get a few more, then I'll just disappear. Say hi in the chat if you're here, hit the like button, do all of that lovely stuff, and we will begin in just a moment. Who do we have in the chat? We've got Cons, welcome. We've got Mr. Dub, welcome. Nobody else yet. I'll wait patiently. Heisenberg, you didn't announce the Discord. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Twice. It's been in the Discord twice. It's on the Telegram. It's on the Twitter. It's everywhere. Arthur Finnegan, the Oliverse, welcome. Okay, we're starting to see a few people trickling in here now. Can I get a health check on the stream as well? Everybody hear me? Everybody see me? Okay. Maybe it didn't announce properly on the Discord. I don't know. It should all be okay. I have a little error message up on my screen saying the video resolution is too high for this particular stream. So if it goes a little bit like jumpy, then let me know. I'm trying to stream in 4K now and just testing to see whether the latency is any worse. And it seems so far to be okay. But if there is any issues, then please do let me know whilst we're streaming. And yeah, we'll do that. It was a public announcement. Yeah, of course it's a public announcement. Do I need to do a crew announcement? Let me do a crew announcement. Let me just put this in here, just in case anyone's missed it. Because I know some people may have the everyone tag turned off, and they just have the crew tag turned on. So there we go. Tagged the crew. Let's see if we get a few more people in here. Hit the like button. How's everyone's week been anyway? Has had a good week? Any good plans for the weekend? I'm gonna have a pretty quiet weekend, I think. Try and work on some content, try and do some other stuff. Hostile Power, welcome. Mr. W, only check the crew announcements. Okay, we should see some more people joining then very soon. Waiting for the short reaction. Yeah, I'd like to see this go a little bit higher. So, see how it goes. I'm not going to do any TA until there's at least 50 people in here. Because this might be the lowest I've ever seen the numbers on a stream. Which is why I keep thinking, maybe I'm going to go to Twitch. Because YouTube must have shadow banned me or something. Don't know why YouTube would shadow ban me, but we'll see. How many subscribers have I been getting lately? Let's have a little look at this. Because I keep getting copyright strikes on my live streams, I'm not sure if it's like really killing the live stream, so I'm trying a different playlist today to see if I no longer get copyright strikes, because I don't know what song is causing the strike. It says it's copyright free, but I don't know what song is causing it. So I need to find that out and not get hit by the shadow ban killing nastiness of YouTube. And hopefully this one also doesn't copyright strike us. So let me at 30 people. How very strange. And only 9 of you have liked the video. I told you I'm not starting. I'm not doing anything. Get your friends in it. Spread the word. I haven't had a stream less than 100 for ages, and there's only 30 people here. Don't make me go into the weekend depressed. It's fine. All right, I'm gonna make a start anyway, because otherwise you guys will just leave, the ones that are here. Welcome to all 30 of you who have joined in. Edwin, hey there, how you doing? Enjoying the 38.8k long. The Pink Panther bull strikes again. Yes, I am. I am enjoying that long. That long position is doing very well for me right now. It's currently... So am I... Let me show you. I got it on my main account and I've got it on my challenge account. I just need to... Everything logged me out earlier. Let me show the position. Log in. Authorize. There it is. So this is our challenge account. Will it work? There we go. Check it out. $1,000 in profit from a what was a starting balance of $1,000. So this trade alone, 0.3 BTC. Not a big trade. However, this trade alone has doubled the challenge account, which is very, very nice to see. So happy days. Probably going to take some profit on that, maybe close 50% on the challenge account one. However, I would like to see like 44k, as you guys know, is probably the ultimate target for this. And I mean, at that stage, it could just be held to new highs. Like we could be going to 50k here and higher, because if this is to be a big deviation from this range, and the bearishness was pretty intense as it did have this move down, it's one of those situations where if this correction happened over the course of a few weeks, right, then I don't think anyone would be too surprised to see that 49k down to 38k up to like new all-time highs. However, it's just the speed and the fact that we had all the ETF stuff that was going on, and there was so many eyes on the charts, and the speed in which this moved down without really giving any retraces has, I would say, made people more bearish on the move as a whole. So it's one of those, like, yeah, like I say, if this had happened over the course of like a month and taken longer, and we'd had retraces and it had just been chilling, and then you come back into this range, traded within the range and then swept, I don't think anyone would be doubting that we're going to go to new highs. But it's just the fact of where we are right now makes it a little bit more tricky to call. So yeah, it's looking really good. And if we look at the order flow as well, I'll bring that up in just a second, then it still looks healthy to me. This whole move still looks very, very healthy to me. We're seeing that spot is leading. We're seeing that perps are playing catch up at the moment. We're not seeing any crazy funding once again on this move. It's only really just started to squeeze the short positions that are like starting to enter within each little range that we've got here. However, it is approaching this big resistance. Okay, so where this is coming back into right now, at the moment we're just, have we taken out this high? Not yet. So we've got liquidity above this high. We've then got our yearly open. We've then got our anchored VWAP from the yearly high, 4-hour OB, and high volume node point of control if we are looking at this on Coinbase. All right, what it also is the midpoint of this channel. So from our initial high to low, we're approaching the 50% retrace of that entire channel. So that 42.5, 42.600 area is really, really critical. And it would make sense, and I think I probably will, take some profit should we get there. I've got my alert set, 42,480. If we do get there, I think that will be a good take profit level on this. So as of yet, I've not taken any profit. I've just scalped short a couple of times, but nothing nothing significant, nothing to hold. So no real big, like, yeah, no big holding, shorty thingy, whatever. Kevin Cole, they all depressed of the bear market. Yeah, that awful, that absolutely, man, that 2-week bear market, gosh. 2 weeks of bear market and people think it's all over. Price goes down for 2 weeks after literally like a year of going up and going up like crazy since October. And then everyone gives up after 2 weeks. Just the way the market just plays with people's psychology. It's like, oh my God. And the problem is, like, what happens every time? And I hope none of you guys, I hope this isn't happening to any of you, but what happens so often is it's all of this shit, right? It's like people try and short all of this and they're like, oh no, it's just some sucker's rally. I'm just going to short it. And I keep getting stopped and keep getting stopped and keep getting stopped and keep getting stopped and keep getting stopped. And then they start to go long up at this high because they're like, oh my God, maybe the ETF is actually really bullish because it started pumping on this day of the ETF. And then everyone starts to long it. And then because they've been shorting it the whole way up, they then go long. I'm like, okay, fine. It's just going higher. We're going to new all-time highs. And then they get wrecked on the way down as well. So, man, some people, no matter which way the market moves, they just like getting chopped up like crazy. And I would imagine a lot of those people are probably short right down at the bottom here. Simply because they don't have a plan. And they just trade based off of emotions and nothing else. If you trade purely based off of emotion, you will lose all of the time. So, yeah, a little lesson in that. Don't trust your emotions. Emotions are for idiots. That's why, like, I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's a nice rally so far. And I've been quite thankful of this because I haven't been able to trade the NASDAQ today, despite it having some really nice setups, because the where I trade is currently broken and not allowing me to trade. So that's a bit annoying. So what else shall we discuss? There's not too much more to say. The low, we had 38,800. That was the level that we were looking for. There was the divergence as we came down into the lows. We had, as soon as that low happened, and if we take it over here and we show this on this chart, as soon as that low was in, we saw that spot started buying. Okay, this is the spot CVD. You see perps a little bit lagging behind here, but through this whole correction, spot buying, and that has just been continuous through this whole run, which was why I remained bullish over the whole of the last week, basically, for Bitcoin at least, and was expecting this move up for a minimum target of 42,500 on this particular move, because whilst we see consolidation below resistance, we were seeing that spot was still pretty healthy here. There was still a lot of buying going on, and that most of the like holding down of price action was coming from short positions and just and a lot of like, yeah, just we had that drop in open interest early and it started to rise, and then as that open interest started to rise and you had those short positions entering, we then got a nice squeeze and it's looking okay. Slight maybe local top coming in now, if we just have a look at this. But even then, I know we're seeing a bit of a pullback, but overall, I'd say this move still looks like it can go a little bit higher. So maybe we're looking for something just to correct some of what we've done over the past like few hours, cool off a little bit as we go into the weekend, and then go for these highs. Go for that 42.5, 42.600 maybe on a Sunday evening pump, which we so often see. In the challenge account, do you mean the crypto main guy who did like the first funding prop firm for crypto? First, he did not do the first funding prop firm for crypto. Like, absolutely not. If you want to trade crypto with the prop, then Crypto Fund Trader did it first. Bright Funded are also there. I think Bright Funded is a pretty decent prop firm. I'm not keen on Crypto Fund Trader. I think their app is terrible. Bright Funded are pretty good. And I would just, I don't know, man. It seems a bit of a conflict of interest when influencers and traders then have something that's like that. I just, yeah, I'm not a fan of Breakout. Haven't used it though, to be honest. But no, challenge account. I mean, I put in $1,000 into Woo, and I'm trying to run it up to $24,000 over the course of the year. So it's 2024. You start with 1,000, end the year 2024 with 24. Okay, or hopefully long before the end of the year. Is 20% the retrace theme of this run? I mean, it could be, because you go over that whole narrative of like, yeah, what did it do back here? Yeah, 20% here. This one, whoops, there to there, 20%. 20%. I mean, it's been 20% consistently, hasn't it? So this dip 20%, this dip 20%, this dip 20%, this dip 20%. Maybe a lot more, I guess a lot more money in this market right now compared to what there was now that we've got the ETF, now that we've got all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, maybe 20% corrections is the new 40%, where we used to get those 30 to 40% corrections. We're now only seeing those 20%. If that was the correction, I'll be very, very happy. Like, I'm pretty chill if this doesn't go any lower. I'll be, obviously, I'll obviously be very happy if this doesn't go any lower. And if we go off to new highs from here, which is absolutely possible. I will be, yes. So are you going to hedge short against your long around 42,480? So, I will definitely take profit on my long. Do I want to go short at 42.5 with an invalidation at this high, and then have to go short again if we hit 44 and then risk losing 2 short trades whilst I'm long? Maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure yet. I guess because if it happens over the weekend and if it happens on a Sunday night, I will probably head short and then just see how it plays out. Because if it's a weekend type of move, I can't see that getting too much more. The alternative that you can do, I just don't know about shorts, because you'd be going for, all right, let's say you're going short here, and maybe you take this in 2 parts, but ultimately, my thoughts on shorts. The thing I do, like, I know it may make me sound like just a toxic perma-bull all the time, but we are in a bull market, and even if we go to 32k, I don't really care. I think if 32k was to happen, it would be a massive gift. And what I do when the market's going down is I just trade the NASDAQ instead, and I just make money. So on the way up, I make crypto, and I'm getting more Bitcoin by trading Bitcoin. I'm getting more USDT, trying to get more altcoins, maybe trying to get more ETH if I'm playing a bit of the DeFi protocols and those kind of things. So when the market's going up, I'm focusing on making crypto. I want to make lots of crypto. I want to increase my crypto holdings. When the market then starts to drop, I just focus on making fiat money. And then that gives me money to buy the dip with. So then I just go, cool, yep, market's dumping. I'm just going to switch to trading the NASDAQ. And I don't really bother with short positions then, because it like, if I'm statistically not as good at taking short positions, then there's not really much point in me doing it. I'm statistically better on longs. I'm able to hold longs for longer. Longs give you an exponential return on what you put in because they can go beyond 100%. Whereas for shorts, it just reduces. So if you're short and you've got a 20% correction, what's the point in holding short for another 10% down? It's not going to make that much difference to your portfolio. I will do them from time to time, but I get stuck in like bad habits that's like this, where like we saw on OP, USDT.P, I get stuck into bad habits where I have trades like this, that I trade short, right? And then I close them, and then I don't realize all of what I could do with it. And it's just, I don't know, that's just like, it's that's like one of my flaws as a trader. And I just accept it. I just accept it as one of my flaws. I'm not particularly good at holding the shorts for a long time. So yeah, it makes more sense for me just to switch over to a different asset when the market's pulling back and just forget about Bitcoin and forget about crypto just momentarily until it hits a target. So you allow stuff to retrace. Like OP, for example, I was a bit stupid and I tried a long here. But actually, when you look at this, how this is just coming in to fill gaps from previously, and once again looks like a diversion, a deviation below the lows of the range before maybe getting a move back up again. I would prefer just to wait for targets, downside targets. And the nice thing about removing yourself from crypto altogether when the market's pulling back until it hits a target is that you're not then trying to trade the chop, because I think downside is more difficult to trade because you don't really get those good entries for short positions, and your invalidations are a long way off. It's like you short here, your invalidations up here. What are you really expecting? You're short here, your invalidations up here. So just one of those things. Does anyone else like feel like that with crypto? I think it's just because the first few years of me trading like Bitcoin and trading crypto, I was spot trader because perps didn't exist. So I just naturally am like used to trading spot. Should we have a look at some charts? Anything else people want me to take a look at? Ethereum is looking interesting. So Ethereum basically has had this move up. I've been using these RVOL candles. I've been adjusting these RVOL candles recently. You'll see them on this chart where it's like the empty space. I'm trying two different, both of the Leviathan ones. This one being the volume bars. And then on a different template, I'm trying the volume and delta suite and just seeing which ones give me like better results for stuff. Because I've never really used like these RVOL candles before for stuff, but it's something maybe like nice to add back into analysis and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Ethereum has backtested the yearly open here. So not as strong as Bitcoin. You're still caught below that yearly open and not looking great in comparison to Bitcoin. However, when you look at ETH BTC, this now, has dropped back in to take out this low into, once again, high volume candle, into this 4-hour OB and into this yearly level. So this is something I'm interested in as ETH BTC. So we're seeing a bullish backtest of yearly open on the ETH BTC pair and a bearish backtest of yearly open on ETH USD. So interesting, right? Which one's going to win? Does the ETH BTC pair win and we see Ethereum play catch up? Or does this resistance that we're seeing right here from this yearly open prove too strong? And then we see Ethereum continuation to the downside. An interesting one. I would be looking very, very closely at Ethereum right now as this being a very good opportunity to buy. I like the look of what this has done. Having swept macro lows, having got a big breakout, all right? Ethereum just going, bang, I am back, bitches. And now you're back down here at that yearly open. I would be very interested in Ethereum right now. It looks super nice to me. However, it's got to break this bad boy first, okay? Got to break that because same kind of thing, stuck between like a bit of a difficult position right now. But look, there's your yearly open, ETH BTC. A good opportunity to rotate into Ethereum, I reckon. Non-financial advice. Shiva, how do RVOL candles help? They help for me explaining stuff. They help for understanding where there's a lot of volume. When I see relative volume across multiple exchanges, then I think they're useful. I'm just throwing them on my chart for now. It makes very little difference to my chart itself, to the way it looks, but it just highlights some candles. So I don't know. I've never really thought of them as being that useful, but we'll see. We'll see. We're trying them out. BTC run to $45,000 or not? Okay, Sajid, BTC touched 45 today, not today. No. Not today. It is not going to get to 45k today. Maybe next week. Like, it took 2 weeks to get down here, and when price is dumping, it's usually a lot quicker than the way up, right? A lot quicker. So no, not 45k today, but hold above, like literally hold this range, and I think 45k looks pretty decent. 44k is the one for me. Look to 44k, but then again, could be a crowded trade. You'll get a lot of people trying to pile in short there, similar to how we're maybe going to get a lot of people trying to pile in short here. Post, Sam Worsley, I'm the same, waste 20% of my account on minuscule stop outs on trying to short whilst long. Yeah, that's the thing for me. I prefer just to keep it fairly simple. If conditions aren't right for me, I just switch to a different asset. No shame in that. No shame in being a bull. In a bull market, at least. The 49k short was crowded as well. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it was. I know for a fact, I can tell you from personal experience, I had not FOMO, because I certainly did not go long anything when we approached 49k, but I didn't go short to the extent that I probably should have done if this had just happened under normal circumstances. So I do think people got so caught up with the ETF hype that they maybe missed the short. That was certainly an issue for me. I had limit orders there, but I did not go as short as I probably should have done. And therefore my portfolio as a whole got a little bit wrecked on the way down, but it's all good. Because you understand that that is part of the game. Can you check whiff? Dog whiff hat. Yes. It would be insane, wouldn't it, if whiff keeps going? It would be really insane. Is there any like chart that's older than this one? No, I think it's probably Mexi that's going to be the oldest one. I don't know about WIF because clearly it had that huge huge run whilst it was on like the Solana network thing, and then the centralized exchanges got it. I don't know, like it's not something I hold and not something I really would want to look at. From trading it, I mean, you're at the golden pocket, right? 618. Is it, if the Solana like effect has worn off, then I guess we could be looking at this, because this would have been all-time high, right? The like dexes didn't put in a high that was higher, did they? Let's look. What was it? Was it with Sol? With or was it? Oh, I don't know, man. With no. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I really wouldn't know how to trade this, because it's really stupid. Like the actual token itself is kind of dumb, but it like had such a good run. Can I check Manta? Of course. So Manta, I did buy some of that recently. So that is the one I bought, right? We were looking at it on the stream. Ah, Manta. I bought it. Did I see? Yeah, so I bought this similar to what I'd done on other things, just when we had that dip last week. So we had the live stream and I was looking at this and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna ape into it. So yeah, once again, not too much TA to say on this, but what this was the back into the POC type of idea, right? So you had this whole range that happened. We had Bitcoin dumping. This came into the POC. That for me was a real nice opportunity to buy, and therefore I bought it, and up nicely. So I'd be looking at this. I don't know a lot about the project. I don't know a lot about it in general. But when you look at, let's say, tier, I'm going to show the chart again. If you look at the tier chart, very similar type of thing, right? To when I first bought tier, where you had just that drop back into the point of control. That's not, yeah, that's not going to work. POC's down here. That drop into the POC and then it just launched. And then it just went absolutely nuts. I don't know if Manta's going to do something like this. Is the market still bullish enough overall to do something like that? I don't really know. But yeah, it's looking good, right? It's looking good. POC was kind of different on different exchanges as well. Can you check Scallop? What's the ticker for that? Or can I find it like this? Scallop Tether, yeah, there we go. Oh my god. Anything that doesn't have that. Oh my god. What the hell is this? Like, why? This goes for, so again, I'll do TA on things that are analysable and that you can actually TA. I don't really think we can TA this, like not properly. To me, this looks a little bit more like, what am I doing? I've lost stuff. Yeah, it's just not like, it's a bit of an underperformer, right? It just hasn't done very much. I don't know if anything like this would ever come back. You've got to remember that when something's been out for this long, you don't know how many more tokens are like circulating now compared to when it made previous highs, and you don't know how active the team are anymore compared to when it made previous highs. So you might have like 10x, 20x the tokens circulating as previously, in which case you're just never going to get back to here. And I've seen issues with that, like with Filecoin, for example, where there's 10x the tokens circulating. So you're never going to get back to all-time highs unless you 10x the market cap. So it's something to be aware of. This doesn't look very nice to me. BTC pumping again. So yeah, we're just, have we taken that high? Imminent. Here goes the highs. Wah, wah, wah. These highs must have got taken on Binance or something for that rejection to happen. Right? Must have done. No? No, they didn't. Why is... That wasn't Binance, that's why. Binance. No. Okay, yeah, so we're going to take those highs. Ding, ding, diddly ding. Here they go. Should we watch, let's watch AgriTrade, make it exciting. Oh my god, guys, we're going to take the highs. Just 10-second chart, let's go. You might have luck. Yeah, it still hasn't taken the highs. Come on. It's because we're watching it. It's shy. Bitcoin's being shy. Oh. Did it take the high on any exchange? I haven't had any alerts hit. We're like just missed it again still here on Coinbase. Bah! Look. How far away was that? Couple of dollars. Couple of dollars. Any alts you've been accumulating? Yes. So, what do I have that's new? Need to go onto this alt watch list. What have I got rid of as well? Because I mean, I don't really have Casper anymore. That did. I mean, I've got a little bit of it left, but not much of that. Pyth. I bought up some Pyth. I've been buying Root. I like Root. I like the dip that we've had in Zeph. But to be honest, I bought most of this around like $17, $18. And it's lower than that now. Well, I'd been buying it down here, but I've been compounding, so I'd added to my Zeph bag. What else is there? Again, I haven't been looking too much into it. Doge, obviously, I just have a bag of that. Rio, I'm still holding. I haven't added to Shrap or anything like that. I need to actually have a think. I haven't been doing too much. Because I was mainly selling over the past, Right, Tier made new highs and I sold a bit of that. I'm still holding though. Yeah, no, my alts haven't changed very much. Kind of boring, right? What is there? I don't really know what is dipped enough. That's something I need to have a look at, I think, over the weekend. Because if we're going to see, because we have seen this scenario here where we've had the bounce from Bitcoin dominance, and I think maybe that starts to cool off again now. So altcoins look pretty good. I just don't know if we're there yet. Like, wait for this, any consolidation maybe? I don't know. Come on, take this bloody high. Bro, what you expect BTC 43 and 44, too much liquidity? What do you mean? We're going to take the highs now anyway. Of course it's going to take the highs. But yeah, for me, still looking for this to go a little bit higher. I'm maybe going to take profit. Hurry up. Take the highs. There we go. No. Yes. No. About 3 cents away. There we go. Highs taken. Hooray! It's taken a bunch of highs already today. I'm just... There you go. There's some excitement for the stream. 42,159 high. That is the previous week. Not previous week high, but just the high that we had from the actual day where it was kind of bearish. Anchored VWAP coming up. POC, midpoint of the channel. Yearly open. Ethereum, still on that yearly open. ETH BTC through the yearly open. But once again, I do think we see this. I do think we see ETH BTC find some support here once Bitcoin cools off. How's NASDAQ looking? I'm not doing much. Can't trade it anyway today. No. What's pumping the most? Sui! Oh my god, look at Sui. Damn. This is what we were saying, right? This is what we were saying. It all depended on Bitcoin. So I on this had drawn 2 scenarios. It was either I first of all drew the long. The short is here now. But I first of all drew the long because that was the one that I favored. And that was basically saying this is that you've had this sweep of the lows, you've had a retrace, and that you're back down in that 4-hour AB here, and that this looks like it can come up and take the highs. So we had the long trade, we had the short trade, and we were essentially saying whichever direction Bitcoin chooses, that will be the trade that happens. So on Sui, it has ended up being this trade. I'm sure that was right. Yeah, I did. That is the one that I drew the long on first. I'm not just saying that either. Yeah, here we go. And we had Sol. So Solana was one that we were looking at. Binance. Where there was this setup. Where to you? How would you trade NASDAQ today if you could? Do you have any medium time frame TA for that? So I literally just day trade, scalp trade NASDAQ. I'm not particularly bothered about what it's doing on the overall because it is just in price discovery. Now the 2 trades that I would have liked to have taken today, I had a couple of scalps yesterday. Okay, I traded this yesterday and there were 2 longs, or 3 longs. So first was literally I trade this on the 1 minute, like sometimes even less than a 1 minute. I'm looking on a tick chart. So I'm trading this on a tick chart, just watching basically reading the tape and then just trading off of that. So I'm only trading moves like this, like of about like 0.1% often. So I had this little long, which I then closed within this range. I wasn't really liking how what it was doing. Then I went long again, took out the highs, so closed here. And then I went long here because this was VWAP. And then that was just my day done. Like it lost VWAP, it carried on lower. This was the low of the initial balance, and then it took that out. So at that point, my bias had gone, and there was no more trades for me to take. The other obvious one would have been this, because this was a news event, looking at like a draw on liquidity on that news event, like price seeking that after taking the highs. All right, price then coming down to try and take these lows. That would have been another trade. But once my my personal thing of like, once the initial balance is broken on the side that I don't like it to be broken on, then I'm done for the day. I'm out for the day at that point. Today, I tried to go long at weekly open. All right, woke up, London session started, it hit weekly open. I tried to go long, and unfortunately, there was an issue with the Rhythmic servers, which is what I used to trade on, and it didn't let me go long. So I missed all of this move today. I missed out on all of that because the servers are broken. Then I tried to go long again later on in the day, and this was then on the 5 minute, because I was like, okay, are the servers working again? I tried to go long again, still didn't work. So yeah, unfortunately I haven't been able to trade, but those are the two trades that I personally would have taken. Just from when I was just looking at it, I was like, that's an opportunity, that's an opportunity. I wouldn't have traded this up into the highs. I would have just traded this into POC. So that's all I would have traded on that move. I posted this in the crew. So I posted this on the crew chat, and I was like, there's two opportunities I see here, and that is a long here back into the POC, and then I wanted to see a drop and then maybe attempt another long. That one then didn't work out. I would probably and possibly try a scalp long again right now on the NASDAQ, but it won't let me because it's still broken, probably. I mean, I could see. You got a cheap trade here because initial balance low is down here, and statistics do say that it's going to hold. I don't think it's going to. But statistics do say it will hold. But yeah, be a cheap trade. I mean, you probably already had it, like that. Yeah, whatever. Okay, today BTC parameters. So Bitcoin I trade on. So Bitcoin I do trade on the higher time frames, and then NASDAQ I look at the lower time frames. Two very, very different styles of trading on each asset, and I think that's important. I don't like to trade the same style of trading on different assets. I have like a very different way of doing each thing, and it's almost like my brain doesn't really recognize strategies. Like, so if strategies that I use on Bitcoin, I don't really recognize them on the NASDAQ. Strategies that I use on the NASDAQ, I don't really use on Bitcoin. And strategies that I use on Bitcoin or NASDAQ, I don't really recognize on altcoins. And it's, I have like bipolar disorder. I have different, is that what it is? Split personalities on each of them. I'm like very, very, yeah, split personalities depending on what I'm trading. Abby Sek, your thoughts on ICT concepts? The concepts are solid. The concepts are sound, certain ones, and I do like the concepts on the NASDAQ. And I just saw another one on here. I'm not trading the ES anymore. So basically, the NASDAQ is fucking beautiful because, right, it's so thin. The order book is so thin, yet you have so much volume on it. So with the NASDAQ, and when I do like live trading on the NASDAQ, you'll see like when I'm kind of reading the tape and stuff, it's, yeah, the order book's so thin, so it just has these mad moves, and like liquidity is so nice. Like, let's say, look, we've just taken that low. Liquidity is just so reliable, so brilliant on the NASDAQ, and reactions are what I like to trade. I like to trade reactions. So let's say we've just taken out the low of the day. I would be very confident on just getting a little scalp, just a little like ping, and that's it. And that's all I like to do, just this little ping. Maybe like, let's see where this takes us, but like 2 or 3 minutes I'm in a trade for, nothing longer than that usually, unless it starts to really run. So on this occasion, it's just taken out lows, okay? It's just swept lows. So this is session lows. I would just be like looking for that very first reaction. If I don't see immediate feedback that the trade is going my way, then I close out of that. But right now it's looking okay. What I would probably do is, if the next 1 minute candle closes below here, I'll just get out of that trade and I'll just kind of call it a scratch. But as long as these stay green, or whatever color this is, as long as these stay green, I'll likely just carry on, stay in that trade, and then just trade those little movements. Now, obviously I haven't taken this trade. I'm just trying to say what I'd normally do, but I would never take a trade like this on Bitcoin. Just very different sort of methods of doing the analysis and stuff. And in the same way, like, I'd never hold a trade like this trade I've held since Tuesday. I'd never hold a trade that long on the NASDAQ. Anyway, I was talking about ICT concepts. So yeah, for those concepts, I think certain ones are solid, and I think certain ones are bullshit. And the thing you've got to remember is it is all old theory. So like a fair value gap is, I mean, it's as old as time itself. Like, you have imbalance within a chart, and people have been trading imbalances since the markets first existed. All right, we don't know how many buyers and sellers really want to take part here. There wasn't a lot of participation, it was just a lot of selling through it. So naturally you come back in and you test to see what the kind of demand is around that area for either sellers or for buyers. And that's the theory of a fair value gap. Like, it works. The concept itself is solid, but it's the rebranding of like something that's existed forever and that everybody should know anyway as a trader that I don't like, because it's not an ICT concept. Before it was called a fair value gap, it was called a single print. Before it was called a single print, it's probably just called an imbalance or an inefficiency or anything like that. Everyone has different names for it. The same kind of thing with like the kill zones. I'm going to be a bit of a rant. Sorry. Kill zones, solid, right? Absolutely solid. But the reason they are solid is not because it's, oh, the algorithmic kill zone that I've developed, blah, 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 blah. No, it's just because news gets released around then. It's all it is. Yeah, that's all it is. It's smoke and mirrors. It's a load of fluffy waffle. And we were having a conversation with this in the crew, and we were having a conversation about this. So I was talking with Cake, one of our coaches. We were out the other night and we were talking about this. The best alpha you will get from ICT is not from ICT. It is from the people who have studied ICT, his students, who have gone through all of the bullshit and figured out what actually works. Because a lot of it does actually work. And then it's the students, it's the people that figure it out for themselves and then like just say it's fucking single print, it's just an imbalance or whatever. That's what it is. So yeah, ICT is nothing special. He's just a marketing genius who has taken concepts that have been around since forever and has just called them something different and taken the credit for it. So that's my opinion on it. I probably like lost a bunch of viewers by saying that. Not that we've got many viewers in here today anyway. I mean, when ICT says prices delivered by an algorithm, there is no buying and selling pressure. What's your thought? No, that's just stupid, man. Stupid, because obviously people trade. Yeah. Obviously people trade. So of course there's buying and selling going on. Choose one to look at. All with bigger retraces. A 0xDC RSR. I'm going to look at all of them very, very quickly, and I'm going to give him a quick like mark out of 10 for buy the fucking dipness. A0. Sexy, yes. But I look at what this has done previously, and then it's gone towards lows. This is such an old chart, but like some of this TA maybe worked. Hey, you've taken out this low. That's the extent of it. You got single prints, gap, whatever, here. Swing trade, for something like this, you'd want to see it hang out for a bit longer, because what you're almost certainly not going to get is just a big like boom, and it goes higher from here. You're going to just form a range. You're then going to look for an entry maybe that comes down here, and then you're going to go for it. Or maybe what you could start to see is like, honestly, altcoins, patterns, yeah. Patterns kind of work sometimes, and then you can drop out of them and then get a move. I don't know. A0 looks good though. I like where this has come into. I like that it's a golden pocket again down here. So you're in the right zone. It's just how to start to trade this when it's not been a big performer. You're likely gonna have plenty of opportunity to buy it, and you just got to remain patient with it. Maybe within this zone. But it could just keep dropping because it's looking a bit like not great anyway. What I'd say in these instances is let the moving averages cool off. I know I said I'd look at these very, very quickly, but moving averages are going to be your friend. Okay, the 50 and the 200 and even the 100, which I throw on there sometimes. All of these moving averages are going to cause there's resistance, right? So what you want to see, I'll remove the 100. What I like to see from this is just allow them to move down with price, and also with like an anchored VWAP, that is going to cause some pressure. So what you'll find is, first of all, the 50 might reject and you'll have a bit of a pullback. The 50 will then start to cool off and you'll be able to pop through it. And then you get held down with the 100 and it'll pop through it. And then you get held down by the 200. And once all of these are like chilling, yeah, then you probably look at that, like that's now enough time has passed to look at that as, yeah, being some nice reaccumulation, chill out for a bit, consolidate. And at that point, when it's ready to go, it goes. So I'd allow these moving averages to move down and to catch up with what price is doing. You see on the move up how you don't really start to break down until these moving averages are caught up with price. So here it doesn't break through it. You hold this range, you start to break it down to the next level. You have a bounce again, same way on the way the other one again here. You wait for those moving averages to start to close in on each other before the big move happens. And it's just a time factor. Just allow enough time. But maybe even look at like things like fib time for when you get into something like this. Anyway, that was a lot of waffle. RSR was the other one. Same situation, all right? You're at that 54-hour EMA. It's taken out big, kind of quite significant lows. It's hard to tell whether this just continues to go lower. So the nice thing about using moving averages just for timing reaccumulation is that if it's going to move up, it will first chop around And if it chops around and starts to break through some of these for a while, then you know you got a pretty good opportunity of it popping at some point. However, for all you know now, it could reject and continue lower. So you've just got to wait for that. Give yourself good opportunities. And XDC, I don't really know. Now with XDC, that probably looks a bit more like something I would go for without necessarily waiting. Just because it's not a downtrend. Yeah, you've got a range. You've been sideways. So XDC, out of all of the ones you just mentioned, I would say to me looks like the best one. If you were to go and like buy one right now, I like the look of that because you've got a pretty clear, I know this goes all the way up here, but even from this, yeah, you've just got this like reaction and you're like moving around within this range. What I see here is a lot of sideways and then you drop below. And then for me, that looks like you could pop up quite easily and this could then start to go. So I reckon you've got a better opportunity with this than you have on the other two. I like that one. And I don't think necessarily that you need to wait for those moving averages so much on this, just because that's easier to clear. Maybe, yeah? Peek at C pools, some good people bullish on it. RWA sector, yeah. C pool, that sounds like something else, doesn't it? C pool. Again, if you like it fundamentally, if you like the fundamentals of something like this, then it looks like just something you'd go for. Like so much stuff's just done that, right? Ping, there's your low, and off we go again. And then even from here, you got this like little downtrend. That looks good to me. That looks good to me. A lot of stuff's looking really quite nice. This reminds me of was it, I think it might be Tier. I know I'm gonna say it. I think it might be Tier. That did something very similar to this. Or was it Zeph when it had that first? Yeah, I traded Zeph and it had that move. I can't remember. Oh yeah, down here on Tier. Where you just had this range that got put in, break through it, continuation high. Only one C on this one, yeah. Yeah. Reach USDC. I'm gonna wrap it up after this. Reach USD DT. Has nice logo. That's it, right? That's why I'm buying it. Oh my god, so much stuff is just like, we're just going to take out the lows, make new yearly lows, and then just go pump. There's no one trading this. What is it? You say it has a nice logo. Let's have a look at the logo. Reach. Get reach XYZ. Reach. I do not want to connect with the web app. AI business. Who knows? I have no idea. I have no comment. NASDAQ IVL actually held. Did it? Was this pumping? Look at this, guys. Look. I would have just been like, yo. See, look, not a single candle closed below. Not a single candle close. Never. I would still. You're just chilling. Actually, now that you're back at that UCC open in the daily POC, yeah, I'll be out of that. But hey, if I was trading, if I could trade today, if I was allowed to trade today, then I probably would have taken that. I inevitably would have taken that. I would have scalped that long. And I would most likely have held up until that point of control. I can't say for sure what I would have done, but I most likely would have held up until there, because there was never a reason not to. Like, you hold here, I'd probably be a bit like, oh shit, am I gonna get stopped? But I didn't. And then here you're looking good because you got a little bit of a gap. You're just coming back into there. There's never a close back below this candle, so you're still looking good, still looking good, still looking good, still looking good. At this point, yeah, that looks like it's still looking good, to be honest. Yeah, still looking good. Because what you've got now, again, ICT, like this is what I say, the theory and the concepts are solid, but it's just the branding and the marketing which is nonsense, because the market does this stuff regardless of whether he's going to tell you it does it or anyone else tells you it does it. You close back below here, you'd get out of the trade because you've got nothing else, no other inefficiencies on there. You keep testing it, then maybe you go higher. Same with this, right? You reject from the top of an AB, 1 minute AB. If you impulse through this, so then what happens? It's really quite straightforward. You stay in this trade, all right? Then if you impulse through it and create another gap, you then bid here, and then you go higher, and then your invalidation becomes below here. So I probably would have closed the trade, but if I did have multiple contracts open, I would likely still be riding some of this and still expecting higher. But again, essentially paper trading that, no emotion there, so you can't say for certain what you would have done in those situations. Okay, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to wrap it up. ICTers would short it because now there is equal lows at IBL. Hey, I don't know what ICTers would do in that situation. I understand some of the theory. I've never watched any ICT content. However, I have looked at some of the strategies that some of his students use, and I think some of those are pretty good. But it's nothing groundbreaking. It's nothing new. It's just TPO theory, general relative like liquidity, support and resistance, same as everyone trades, regardless of what you call it. So yeah, if they were to short it because of some other like nonsense concept that he's got, one of the waffle ones that doesn't work, because the ones that do work, I'll trade. The ones that don't work, and there's many of them from what I've seen that are just complete trash, then yeah, maybe they'd be short there and getting wrecked right now. Which is why you see the likes of NASDAQ have such like strong trending moves, because people often get massively caught up. Which platform do you trade NQ on? I trade it on Quantower. I use a platform called Quantower. It's very nice. Just today it's not working. I am literally physically unable to take trades. I would have closed out that trade right now. So you can see this. That to me is confirmation. Get out the trade. It may go higher, but I would have closed. Just rules that I have for myself. That's like, yeah, you probably bounce, but I'd just get out of that. It's profitable, done. So if I had any contracts left, I would have just closed it then. Maybe. Maybe. You know, you never know. You never know. I might have seen the next candle and been like, you know what? I'm going to wait. Whatever. And then I might close it here because then you're back testing into it. I have no idea what I would have done in the situation. You just have some rules and you interpret them the best way you can when the moment comes to execute. Have you heard of the unicorn model? Don't know. Some of his students made it up. I have. I have. Again, it's just revolves around news, revolves around a break of market structure. It's nice. It's nice. But again, nothing groundbreaking. Just a nice way for people to understand. I get it. I get it because it helps people understand, and I probably don't do enough of that because I have a lot of strategies and I don't give them fancy names. So therefore people forget they exist. So if I just literally gave everything I do a fancy name, people would remember it. Just simple psychology. So I need to do more of giving everything I do a fancy name. And then I'll instantly become like more popular. It's all I need to do. But it feels wrong, right? Because it's never as simple as that. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to call it there. Thank you everybody for watching. Target remains the same. Like, let's see if over the weekend we can hit 22,500. But now's a good time to be taking profit. This is essentially you're at 42. You've gone up to like 42,100. So what is yeah, $300 difference? Doesn't make a huge amount of difference. This is a nice zone to be taking profit in. So all good. French Bull, you've joined just as I'm leaving. I'm not leaving because of you. I'm leaving because I've been live for an hour. And the playlist, my music has ended. So it feels incredibly quiet now. So I have been live for over an hour. So yeah, thank you everybody. Have a great weekend. I'll see you all again next week. Cheers. Bye-bye.